Guys, I really want to help you out with something because a lot of you guys are stuck trying to find the right product. And what if I told you that the right product is never the answer, okay? Because where people don't understand is that everything about your business, profitability wise, comes from your product, okay? And comes from the demand of how much demand your product has, okay? So, what do I mean by this? I mean that why do you see so many people selling the same products? It's because there's a huge demand for that product, and which is why competition is a good thing. Competition is the best thing for your brand because that just means there's so many buyers out there, as well as competitors, but so many buyers out there, which means it doesn't really matter if you don't have the whole market. You just want a little slice of the pie, okay? And this is why you see time again. For example, I'm going to use the example of scalp serum. Hundreds of brands all doing so well selling the same product. You see here, they all have different offers and they're all selling the same thing. All right, this is a hair tablet, but you get what I'm trying to say. That everyone sells hair products and all this. So what is the differentiator? If they all say the same benefits and they all say they do the same thing, they all have really good before and afters, then what's the difference? Okay. And I'll tell you guys what the difference is, right? The difference is that some brands are communicating their product better than others, which is comes down to their marketing. How well can you communicate to your customer what your product does, and can you back it up with the proof that your product does what it says, right? This comes down to testimonials, research, studies, and you can have a look at clinically tested and all these photos. They have a lot of information about what's in the product and everything about it, right? They've got this, they've got before and afters, they've got routines, they've got reviews, they've got everything. And again, it just comes down to which brand can communicate their product the best, not who has the best product. You can have the best quality serum, you can have the best quality hair growth oil, but if you cannot communicate your product the best, you will not be seen and you will not get sales, okay? And I tell this to everyone. Don't worry about too much about what product you're selling. Worry about if you're like whether the product you're selling has demand, okay? And if it has demand, that's already 90% of the work done. Now you got to work out how can you communicate your product better than your competition? Because if you can't answer that question, that's where your big problem is. That's why you're not getting sales, because you can't communicate your product. You cannot communicate your product better than the competition, which is why you see time and time again the people that are able to create the best ads, the most organic ads, and can communicate their product the best, not just through their ads, but through their product page as well. Like this is an example over here. They can communicate their product really well. And you see this with multiple brands that are doing well over $100,000 a month. They're very good at communicating their product, both in their ads and in their photos, their website, everything. Everything's so clear on what they sell and why you should buy it. And they have social proof, they've got icons. And this is what most people get wrong. They all get this wrong because they just focus so much on finding some magic product. The thing is, you don't need a magic product. All the products they're selling are right in front of you. How are you going to differentiate yourself, and how are you going to communicate your product better than the other people? Okay, that comes down to the angle, that comes down to what your USP is. Maybe you've added collagen to your product, maybe you've made a better quality design, maybe you use different materials. I don't know. You need to figure out what makes you better than everyone else, okay? Or at least perceived to be better than everyone else. You don't have to be better than everyone else, because oftentimes the best brands out there don't have the best products, but they have the best communication and marketing skills, okay? Yeah, I don't want to go too long about this rant, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. But if you want to learn more about the brands that I run, and if you want one-on-one coaching, there should be a link below